Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, and today we're going to go over the 2020 Coleman Lantern 244BH. This is a great bunk model. You have double over double rear bunks, you have a slide out U-shaped dinette with some extra storage in there, and you have the entertainment center which helps break up the main living space from the bedroom. Let's start off on the kitchen. So one of the things I love about the Coleman Lantern line is the fact they give you the upgraded countertops rather than a standard T-mold where, it starts popping off at the corners and the seams and starts to not look good after a few years. Here they have the seamless countertop. So the thing I love about this, again, is that it doesn't break down nearly as easy. It's kind of like a almost pseudo solid surface because it does allow you to undermount the sink, which I like as well. It gives a much cleaner look. If you put sink top covers on here, it kind of has that extra prep space in here as well, and again, it just is a lot nicer aesthetically. You'll also see the high-rise faucet on there, so it's a little bit easier to wash and rinse dishes. Double basin sink, I may add, larger on the left, smaller on the right, which is, in my opinion, the ideal setup for washing and rinsing dishes. Over to this side is a recessed cooktop with the glass cover, so this also helps add to prep space, which is good because, without it, you don't have a ton straight from the manufacturer. But like I said, you add those sink top covers and you have pretty good space. But fold this up and back, that'll give you access to those 3 burners. You will also see the glass doubles as a backsplash. It's also worth noting that the backsplash they have in here isn't just wallboard or wallpaper. It's actually an extra panel they put on there, so it does clean up a little bit easier than just standard wallpaper, which is great. Right underneath that, you will notice the oven. The knobs do light up if you like that effect, and that button also controls the light in the oven. And then over to the side, underneath the sink, there is enough room for a trash can. I like that they did that. A lot of times, manufacturers really close off that area under the sink, and you just don't have a lot of space. And if you can't put a trash can under there, it's almost not usable, right? Maybe a couple of cleaning chemicals, but certainly not the case here. There's more than enough room. Coming around to the side, you'll see additional storage here, which I think, again, is great. You can use the top for pots and pans. The bottom, I would personally use for my shoes, right? You walk in, you have a place to store your shoes. They're not cluttering up your walkway, but obviously you can use it for whatever you want. Electrical outlet as well as dual USB ports here. Your main control panel is located right on this side of your cabinets, including the control for your slide, the power awning, the water pump, as well as the heater. And then storage going across the top here, LED light underneath in the kitchen, microwave, and a hood with both a light and a fan. Norcold fridge freezer combo unit in this one. Take a look, you see you have plenty of storage here. This one does run off both propane and electric. Automatic switchover on there, of course. Storage right up top. And in the back rear corner are your double over double rear bunks. 300-pound weight capacity on these, which is fantastic because if you have, an adult that needs to sleep on here, it can certainly accommodate that. Also, you will notice you have USB ports on both bunks. And folks, for if you have kids, you're going camping, that can be a lifesaver on a rainy day. It gives them a place where they can sit there, plug in their tablet, cell phone, whatever, and be preoccupied. Now, I know a lot of us go camping to get away from electronics, but again, I've gone on camping trips where it rains 3 out of the 5 days I'm gone, and after the 3rd day, you'll certainly appreciate them having their own space. Right here in the back is the bathroom, of course. Now, I'm 6 foot tall, take a seat. Gotta be honest, it is a little tight for my legs. You can see, for my toes, they're kind of right up against there. So if you're much taller, you may have issues with your knees. I can manage. It's not too terrible for me, but again, if you're a taller person, this might be something you want to sit down and check out, make sure it'll work for you. As far as shoulder space, though, I have more than enough room. The countertop does extend over a little bit, so it gives you a spot to put a couple items. Electrical outlet on the wall there. A little bit of storage as well as plumbing access underneath the sink. Mirrored medicine cabinet with storage up top. You have your robe hook right here, which, is great if you need a spot, obviously, for your hand towel, something like that. Also, vent fan right up top. Now, when we take a step in the bath here, so again, I'm 6 foot tall. As you can see, I can clear the ceiling. So that's definitely a great thing. If you're shorter than that, you'll obviously be fine. If you're much taller, you know, even if you're 6'1", you probably have to bend down a little bit. But at 6 foot, it works just great. Hand wand makes showering easier. The tub is fantastic because if you have kids, you can still give them a bath. And because it has a higher threshold wall on here, the curtain is more apt to stay in and not get water all over. The only thing I wish they would have added is like another robe hook right here on this side, so that way I had a spot not just for like my hand towels, but also for my bath towel. But that's something that's easy enough to add. Coming outside the bathroom, thermostat's located on this wall. That will control your ducted AC as well as your ducted heat. You'll also notice an electrical outlet right down there. That's fantastic if you plan on bringing a vacuum. It gives you a great spot to plug it in at. And then we make our way to the slide out. So one of the big things about this is it's not just a U-dinette. They also included this extra storage. This is awesome pantry storage here, or it gives you a good spot to put some of the kids' clothes because you don't have a ton of other storage area. So I can certainly appreciate that. Plus you'll also see you have a bank of 4 full extension drawers. So just some excellent extra storage. If we take a look here, I forgot to show you this, talking about, you know, the storage in the back. This is pretty important. You do have this storage here too. So again, for the kids' clothes, if you want to use that as a pantry, you can certainly put like a laundry basket or duffel bag or something right down there for the kiddos. U-shaped dinette is quite large in this RV. So a lot of times you get a U-shaped dinette and, you know, it won't be near as wide. You know, you can barely fit like one person on this side, or the table's not very long. Certainly not the case here. You have a very large table. You know, I have plenty of room in the corners, so that way you can very comfortably sit 4 people around here. If you need to have more, if you have kiddos and they want to sit, you know, Indian style, or as my daughter says, crisscross applesauce here in the corner, they can absolutely do that, because the only thing that's going to hold you back is people bumping knees. Now the U-shaped dinette also drops down into a large bed, so if you need additional sleeping space for adults, because it is wider, it does make a very comfortable bed for 2 people. Big window there lets in a lot of natural light during the day, couple LED lights right up top, and something else worth noting, it's not quite as big of an issue here because the U-dinette does come out so far, but in the Coleman Lantern series, folks, you have 6-foot slide height. So you know, in some of the other ones, you know, you get up from like a sofa and you bump your head. You don't have to worry about it in the Lantern. And then the entertainment center. So this is where your TV will go. You'll see it does have backlighting, which is a pretty nice effect. The connections for it are right here. Multimedia center as well. This is a DVD player. I know it's old. I wish it was an HDMI cable, but you know, they're still using these guys. But it'll do the job. You know, it's not going to throw any Blu-rays or anything in there, but if you have a standard DVD, it'll work just fine. And then, of course, as you can see, you have storage all the way down. Your propane leak detector is here. Your fuse panel and breaker box is right next to that. And if we move up front, we move into the bedroom. So if you take a look here, you will see you have a place to mount the TV in the bedroom if you want one in here. Connections for that are on the ceiling. Queen size bed. Open that up, or lift that up rather. You can see storage underneath there, including the grill. This one does come with the grill. That is what is in that box. And on both sides, you have nightstands with drawers, which is wonderful, electrical outlets and USB ports on both sides. Right up top is your mirrored wardrobe with a hanging rod, and then connecting the 2 in between is an additional shelf. All right, now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the 2020 Coleman Lantern 244BH. Right up front is a power tongue jack. This makes it a lot easier to hook up and disconnect from a tow vehicle, because all I have to do is flip this rocker switch to raise and lower the tongue. You'll also see you have a light up front for added visibility at night. Right behind that are 2 20-pound propane tanks with the cover, and you have rails there for your battery. You will also see the diamond etch plating helping to protect the front end from some of the rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle. Coming around to the side, you'll see this one has solar prep, so simply buy portable panels, plug it in right there. It's already pre-wired and it'll trickle charge your battery. The pass-through door is magnetic, so you can put it up just like so. That way when the kids come out and they go to shut it, there's not going to be any plastic clips or anything that are going to snap off. So that's a big feature as well. If you take a look inside the pass-through, you will see how large it is. That's something that the Lantern series does very well. They have big openings in here, big pass-throughs. It gives you more storage for more of your stuff. Right down underneath, you will see this one has power stabilizer jack. So this front control will operate the front two. There's a rear control to operate the rear two. It's kind of tough to see, but this one also has a fully enclosed and insulated and heated underbelly, which will help keep out road grime, hopefully some of the rodents in the off season, as well as keep things a little bit warmer down there in colder climates. You will notice the power awning. Touch a button to have that roll out. Same thing to go back in, and it has the LED light strip on there so you have light at night. The main entrance uses the LCI solid step system, which, just like the name implies, is a solid step system. Has aluminum treads which won't rust, as well as a little bit of grip tape on there. Folds right up into the doorway nice and easily. And as you can see, when I walk up it, it doesn't have that springboard effect. Again, it's just a stable system. It does have a smaller grab handle here. I wish it was a little bit bigger just to make it a little bit more usable, because the steps do come out, but something is better than nothing. Making our way back a little bit further, you'll notice the electrical outlet in case you need to plug anything in outside. Fresh water inlet is right here, so if you're going somewhere you don't have city water, you want to make sure you fill your fresh water tank, which is another big thing about the Coleman Lantern, folks. Some of the biggest fresh water tanks in their class. So if you plan on doing a lot of boondocking, definitely pay attention to the Coleman Lantern series. And in the back is your outside kitchen. So you will see the additional storage right up top here. Also, you have a pull-out prep area and the little wash basin. So you just take this, plug it right in, hot and cold water access. When this fills up, you just dump it, super simple. And then, of course, the refrigerator over to the side. That's my favorite part about having in the outside kitchen. It gives you a place for beverages, condiments. It's just super convenient to have out here. This is the control for the rear two stabilizer jacks, and right underneath is the propane quick connect. Now, you can hook anything up to that you want, but the intent is that you hook up the grill that comes with it that I showed you. This is the arm for it. Put the grill on here, swing it around, plug it in, and you're gonna be a grill master in no time. That, of course, is attached to this square tubular bumper with end caps, which gives you a convenient spot to store your sewer hose. I do recommend putting your sewer hose in on this side so it's not near the grill, but that's completely up to you. And then over here is your, your outside shower with both hot and cold water access. If you take a look up at the top center, you'll also notice this one has a backup camera prep. So if you want a backup camera, having the prep makes it easier to install, meaning it'll save you money on labor. Cable inlet's located right over here. Black tank flush to wash out your black tank so you no longer have to stick a hose down your toilet. City water inlet, 30 amp power cord is located there, and right down underneath is your termination with both your black and gray tank valves. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2020 Coleman Lantern 244BH. If you're interested in this great family model and you want price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.